Good afternoon, everybody out there in Twitterland on this wonderful Follow Friday. Um, I wish I could sit here and hit Follow Friday button and it would be for everybody because that's exactly how I look at it. You all are just fabulous people and just awesome connections, and I thank God for each and every one of you. And for the days that I do miss all of you, just know that I will be making it up. It's been a very crazy day today. My daughter actually had her own psychiatrist appointment, so it had a little bit of just everything going on and then talking with the teacher and such. But, it was all for the good. Um, I'm going to go ahead and start out with one verse that I was grabbed, which I'm always grabbed by, so it may be another repeat, but it's Psalms 18, and we can go ahead and start with 1. 18:1 through, I'll do through 2. I love you, Lord. You are my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress and my Savior. My God is my rock, in whom I find protection. He is my shield, the strength of my salvation, and my stronghold. So, hearing those words, just knowing that through everything that you are facing, going through, anyone's going through in your family, whether it's illness, just any type of complication, any type of struggle, just know that it is God, it is our Lord that is there with you guys through it all and will walk through it with you, will carry you actually through it all with faith. Just trust Him and have faith in Him. Yesterday, I did go ahead and I recommended a couple books. If you want to go ahead and click back on yesterday's posting, I have this hair sticking to my lipstick. I'm sorry. Anyway, beside the point, um, there are a couple I'm just going to name off that were actually pretty in-depth books that were really good. Um, Titled Your Brain, The Missing Manual. How to Get the Most from Your Mind. And that one was fantastic. And the author on that is Matthew McDonald. Absolutely just blasted my brain, what is left of mine, away. Another one that absolutely had it's 4 views. Psychology and Christianity. Pretty awesome to read and look at. With contributions by Gary R. Collins, David G. Myers, David Powellison, and Robert C. Roberts. Absolutely interesting, in-depth book that, once you've gone through psychology and you know your faith and um, how the brain works and the comparison of all of it together, it's a very phenomenal book as well. This one was very interesting. Um, The Emotional Brain, The Mysterious Underpinnings of Emotional Life by Joseph. I would love to know how to pronounce it, probably French. Ledoux, but it's Ledoux. But it was a phenomenal book as well. And stating in the back, where do feelings come from? The brain absolutely controls everything. The Emotional Brain, it was called. Great book. This one you can also find if your church has a bookstore. It's called Margin, Restoring Emotional, Physical, Financial, and Time Reserves to Overloaded Lives. Richard A. Swenson, MD. Absolutely phenomenal. I will never put that one afar. And down to one person I will always recommend because I buy and buy and buy his books and I send them out to very good friends who ever are in need. Um, Look online, Amazon, go to your nearest Christian bookstore, or actually even Barnes and Noble or pretty much any bookstore. They're gonna have Edward T. Welch, and he has several out of this world books. And he is a Christian author, but also doctor, um, who just has so much in-depth knowledge on so many different aspects and how God looks at it as well. And one big one was on addiction, and that one was just a phenomenal book that I probably read 5 times and have given out to several friends and family and people just going through some struggles. But he has so many other books out there as well. Edward T. Welch, and one was Addictions. Um, Banquet in the Grave was what it was called. And that one is just absolutely a must if you ever have had an addiction of any kind. Going to Dr. James Dobson, he has one out on emotions. Can you trust them? And that book, it's not long, but it's absolutely phenomenal as well. This one I have probably sent out to a million people because I read it going through tough times after having a grand mal seizure, and do I go on this medication with this anti-seizure medication because it really plays with my mood and this and that. But the case is, the phenomenal part was this book just grabbed me. And actually, the there are two that write it, and the first lady, um, pronunciation I believe is Elise. If I pronounce that wrong, I apologize. But Elise Fitzpatrick, she is phenomenal at several other books I have in my living room as well. And Laura Hendrickson, MD. And the book itself is called Will Medicine Stop the Pain? Finding God's Healing for Depression, Anxiety, and Other Troubling Emotions. That book just took me for a whim. So I want to just go ahead and just spread that out to you guys and let you know that, there are some amazing authors out there, and I know of personally many out there on Twitter, and perhaps maybe one day I will be too. But it's my focus to go ahead and move forth on fixing what's going on in my little brain, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, do know that God has his promises, and he will fix you. Another book out there is called 316 by Max Lucado, and that one's just a great one to be uplifted in his promise to us. So look into that as well. So I wanted just to give you a quick update that today I'm kind of in an upbeat mood, just even though I had a couple seizures earlier today. But today is my 7-year reunion, I guess, anniversary. What do you call it? Um, that I had my first brain surgery. And had, it actually was a very smooth um, brain surgery in the fact that it was one that controlled it if I could have stayed on phenobarbital. But with the marriage complications, had I been beaten, I did turn to overdosing, so unfortunately, I had to go forth with another, and still looking into another because of the other medications I can't be on that rip my body apart. Medications can be complicated. However, the beneficial part, as I told someone on Twitter today, with the complications of the domestic violence was had that not happened, I would never have found Jesus. And Jesus is the reason that I'm so calm and so uplifting and able to raise my child who also has epilepsy with such strength. And how I love to reach out to others in all fashions. And any questions you have in any way, just question me, whether, Jesus is your focus or not. Just come to me and ask me questions because epilepsy is aside, mind you, Jesus is my first and foremost of faith, but epilepsy is my next in knowledge. So I would love to be able to help you when it comes to the medicine, but we do have to have something to focus on. And Jesus is definitely my rock. And so my happy 7-year anniversary, and God bless you all. And just give me a Twitter on epilepsy cures and hope to see you soon. Blessings.